Hello and a very good morning, everyone. Welcome back to today's market outlook. My name is Edmund, and today is a Tuesday, 8th of September 2020. So, we are coming into the second week of the month, and for yesterday, the US was on a bank holiday together with Canada. They were celebrating Labor Day. So, the US traders and the US volume on the markets was not present yesterday. Okay, so let us have a look and see what is coming up for today's economic calendar. For this morning at 7:50 a.m., Japan released their final quarterly GDP data. The numbers came in at 7.9%, beating market forecasts of negative 8.1%. So the GDP was still in contraction at 7.9 at negative 7.9%. However, the contraction was marginally better than the negative 8.1% that Marcus was expecting. Okay, so on the Japanese yen charts, we can see that there was not much of an impact from the data on the Japanese yen. So basically, I would say that markets are still waiting for the US participants to come in, and of course, it can begin as early as the UK and European trading sessions, leading up all the way to the US market trading sessions. So at 2 p.m. today, we will be having German trade balance numbers, followed by the French trade balance data. And towards 4 p.m., we will be having Italy's monthly retail sales numbers. At 5 p.m., we will be having the revised gross domestic product numbers for the Eurozone. This will be the quarterly GDP numbers. And from the US tonight, we will just be having some minor economic data. Number one will be the National Federation of Independent Business Small Business Index, and number two at 10 p.m. the IBD and TIPP Economic Optimism data. Okay, so IBD is the Independent Business Daily, and TIPP is institute studying politics and politics. So it's an institution that will be compiling and reporting this economic optimism numbers for tonight. So moving on to other events over the last 24 hours, as the U.S. Markets was U.S. participants were away from the markets, the U.S. dollar marginally strengthened against most of the G10 currencies. So during the European sessions and during the U.S. trading sessions, it just maintained its high levels. Okay, so looking at the technical charts, first of all, let us have a look at U.S. dollar index. Again, the US dollar index was slowly crawling up in the Asian trading sessions and also during the UK trading sessions, and will ended or closed on a bullish note late in the evening. Although US markets was not open, it was still moving quietly during the US trading sessions. Okay, so that being said, the US dollar was strong at about 7 a.m. local Singapore and Malaysia time, and again at about 1 p.m. Local Singapore and Malaysia time, and also at about 4 p.m. onwards local Singapore and Malaysia time. So when we look at the UK pound as a major currency trading against the US dollar, we can see that the US dollar starts to weaken as early as 9 a.m. from 1.3254 all the way down to 1.3194, and then again at 4 p.m. from 1.3237 all the way down to 1.3138. So the major move again came at about 4 p.m. and it pushed down about 90 pips within 3 hours. 1, 2, 3. So that was the major move of the day for the UK pound and during the UK and European trading sessions. Okay, so towards the evening, the markets didn't move much, just trading within a 41 pip range, and currently it is trying to find support at 1.3137 levels. Yeah, 3137 levels. So the immediate short-term range is that the US dollar is may find some resistance here. So if the US dollar does go back down or weaken, we could see the UK pound move back up from these support levels. However, this support is not exactly that strong also. So in the short term, it may come up to about the 1.3182 levels, which is about 44 pips to the upside. However, if this support breaks to the downside, we could be looking at another target price of about 1.3115, which is about just 33 pips to the downside. Okay, so yeah, so US dollar mostly bullish yesterday. So when we look at the euro dollar now, it is also showing that the euro dollar is weakening as the US dollar is strengthening. Not much movement for the euro dollar, just moving down about within a range of 30 pips for yesterday, and this morning came down another 23 pips, and currently is trying to have some retracement or some recovery. Again, not much of a range for the euro dollar at the moment. Possibly support levels of 1.1788, which is about just about 17 pips to the downside, and to the upside, the immediate resistance at 1.1818 again, which is about just 15 to 18 pips to the upside. Further ranges would be okay, further ranges to the downside, upside. Okay, further ranges on the upside would be at 1.1830, which is about 25 pips to the upside. And of course, if US dollar weakens to a larger extent, we could be seeing the euro dollar hitting another the previous high of 1.1860, which is about 60 pips to the upside. Okay, so yeah, looks like it's trying to find some support. And to the downside, if it does push down further, we are looking at 1.1760, which is about 45 pips to the downside. So moving on to gold prices, again, U.S. markets was not in the picture yesterday, and we do see gold prices touching just a high of 1,940 in the Asian trading sessions, and then coming down to a low of 1,923, moving down about 16 US dollars during the Asian and UK trading sessions, and then after it was very quiet during the evening, just trading within a $6 range, and currently it is also still a bit quiet. Okay, so let us wait for the volume and market participants to come in before we have a look, analyze the chart pattern sentiment and where the markets will go in terms of their major moves during the time cycle. Okay. So oil prices pretty similar. U.S. markets now around trading within an 80 cents range, trading within $38.95, and also a high of $39.77, about 82 cents range. Okay, so S&P 500 technically yesterday was not operating. Okay, but we still do see it going up about 46 points. Okay, so here we go. So again, with a lack of volume in terms of clarity and direction, it could be a bit blurry. So let us again wait for the U.S. Participants and the UK traders to come into the picture later on in the afternoon and also towards the evening session. So yeah, let's just have a look and see. Let the markets take the lead, and then we will try to latch on to it and continue from where we left off from yesterday or even from last Friday. Okay, so yeah, so not, yesterday's minor economy data, German industrial production numbers just increased by 1.2%, lower than market forecast of 4.5%, and the Eurozone investor confidence numbers came in at -8 versus market forecast of -10.5. And just a bit of an update, ratings agency Fitch revised global GDP forecast from a negative 4.6% decline to a negative 4.4. Again, it is still a contraction, but the contraction was not as severe as earlier forecasted. Okay, so US also is expected to contract by negative 4.6%, much better than the earlier forecast of negative 5.6, and China is forecasted to grow at the plus 2.7%, compared to plus 1.2% previously. Okay, so let us have a look and see what's going to happen later on today, and then we will catch up again tomorrow for the latest market sentiments and market analysis. So, well, just have a relaxed day, and I'll catch up with you again tomorrow for the latest market updates. Thank you. Take care and see you again soon.